This conference will now be recorded.
Close enough. It's about 5:30. We're going to call the meeting to order. First item is to adopt them in the agenda. Is there any additions or corrections to the agenda? Motion to approve.
So moved.
A second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We approve the agenda as printed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Okay, motion carries 6-0. Okay, next up is the approve the minutes from the last meeting, the June meeting. Printed out in your packets here, if you could review those.
It doesn't say that that was voted on, or it says cannabis cultivation motion and seconded,
Yeah,
but is that okay?
probably should say it was recommended for approval, right?
Okay.
Part afterwards.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it looks okay. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the June meeting.
A second?
Second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries 6-0. Okay, we're early for our public hearing, so I guess we can move on to the old business, maybe cover that first.
Sure, yeah, it's just pretty provide a quarterly update from Safe Built for our building permits from April to July. So I guess for the new members, I usually just do a quarterly update of how many we have and what they are and what the valuations look like. So you can kind of look at those numbers in there. I don't think there was anything too crazy. In this one, you might have seen the permit for the apartment building in there. I think is in this one. But other than that, there shouldn't be anything too surprising. So yeah, just kind of for information only, but take a look, and if you have any questions, just let me know, and I can try to answer to the best of my knowledge, at least.
Housing permits?
Yeah, I guess it's been a
Oh,
little
here we
bit
go.
slow. We got a couple in the works right now, I know for sure. But I don't think they've been issued yet. And then we'll have the Highlands starting up probably in the next, well, they have started actually. They haven't pulled any permits yet, but they've moved dirt over there. So that's getting moving. So that's the only thing I'm aware of though. A couple houses on 9th Street that are in the works right now, I think 2 more. So those permits are in, but nothing issued yet. So yes, I believe so.
What is building without a permit? What is that?
That would be like if they did the work and it was noticed from our inspector that they never got a permit for it, like if they drove past or something, and then they just tell them, hey, you need to go get a permit for that. So they have to go fill in a permit and have record of it or something. I don't really know how it works generally with Safe Build, so, but then they would have to do an additional permit on top of that one. So I think that's just like a note almost for those permits. So.
A way for them to track it possibly.
Yeah, I don't know which ones these ones are in reference to though, so.
Probably more applicable to their insurance than anything else. So.
Yeah, I get a lot of calls from insurance looking for building permits, so it's probably for that mainly.
Close to the time, so we'll call the public hearing to order. So topic is the vacation of the alley behind 308 Main Street. We have no public here for comments. Did you get any written comments or calls?
Nothing. I'm going to explain this. I didn't put a lot in my memo, and that was because it's hard to explain a little bit. So I'm going to talk like a teacher a little bit here and explain it. So basically, Dave Zimmerman and Roxanne Barch are looking to construct a patio behind their lot. So they're here. They're looking to construct a patio out in this general area. So this is technically an alley right now. So they would like to subdivide this, or sorry, vacate this, a portion of the alley like to here generally, as you can see in the survey that they did. And then they would retain that land. They would as well be purchasing this land here, which is owned by the Fredericksons. They have a purchase agreement in place. And they would be taking a chunk from the city right here, which again, as you know, this is really weird because they're like triangular lots. You can't really do anything with it anyways. But this is here because there's a culvert here underground. Now, our engineer doesn't have any worries about that or not anything. In this alleyway, there are no public utilities. It's all private. So they'll be getting private easements anyways. So generally, right now, to start off with is the street vacation. They're looking to vacate this portion of the alley in order to move forward, basically. I talked to the county because right down here, technically, it jumps out to the property to the south's land, but this is their property line. So it doesn't even go against the alley. So it will not convey to them. It'll only convey to Zimmerman, and then also half of it will come to the city because we're on the other side of the alley. Now, they're still going to get that land because if the city ends up doing this, then they would get that portion too. Now, to get the city land, we don't just give it for free. So they're proposing to swap some land. So as you note in the survey, the parcel A's and B's are actually new parcels. So those are going to be the new parcels. The Fredericksons will keep, their building basically, because I don't know why this land even comes out this way. But then the city would get this portion down here to complete our section. So basically we'd be swapping these parking spaces for these parking spaces. So monetary value wise, I don't really know what the difference is, but this portion would not sell at all because of the culvert. You can't do anything with it. It's just going to be parking basically. So that's basically the general idea. Now there's a lot of legal work that I need to do on the back end, but to start off with, what they petitioned to do right now is do the street vacation. And afterwards, I'm going to kind of figure out what to do next. So I'm still waiting for some guidance from our attorney, just because it's a little bit complex since there's 3 different owners here. But it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think we'll be able to do it. I don't really know how. I'm looking for kind of an easier way to get it done rather than doing everything on my list here. But that's kind of the general idea. So I kind of wanted to show you a little bit because it was a little bit hard to describe in writing for me. So I hope that kind of paints a little bit of a visual image, but their idea is basically they want to construct a patio in order to attract a restaurant.
Remind us of what buildings are there. Like, is that the Wild Ginger building or what?
Yeah, I think it's Old Soul and Wild Ginger.
Across from the old bank.
Okay, I looked it up, but I didn't remember what I was doing.
This bank, the old bank is here, or here place, an old barber shop.
Yeah.
Frederick, because you said the plumbing,
Okay.
where there's steps going down there.
Mhm.
So basically they have they're working on their basement right now and doing renovations. And so the idea is that they're going to get a restaurant to come into this space and then utilize that patio for open space, because actually this wall right here, like there's stairwells going up, but this alley goes nowhere. So and obviously I have no opinion on the matter, but there's really no purpose. There's no public utilities there. I mean,
Well, the one question, the aqueduct going underneath through there, is that kind of some kind of access easement for if that ever needs to be repaired or anything?
yeah, there would be an easement we would probably do with that, just as like a, hey, by the way, in the future, if we need to get in there, we will. But the good news is that they're not constructing a building, they're constructing a patio.
That's go with the property, then that, access for the repair if it's ever needed, because down the road, I can see somebody forgetting about it.
Right. That's kind of why I'm kind of looking for some guidance from our attorney, because I don't want in 10 to 15 years there to be an issue. And so, because that's why even right now I'm confused because, this Frederickson land is part of their building. I don't know why that's the case. we're just kind of looking at trying to get this sorted out in a reasonable way. And I want to do it right the first time so we don't have to like come back 1,000 times to redo things here. Dave, Roxanne, did I get everything there for you? I hope I explained it well, but I think you're on mute there.
Are we okay? Can you hear us now?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. You know, just a little background. Several years ago, I talked to Dana Fredrickson about kind of what our you know, dream was, I guess, for a restaurant in the basement, and said, you know, we've been to places like W.A. Frost in the cities, and they've got a nice patio out there, and they've got a little structure where they can serve food and beverages out of, and it would be really cool to do something like that downtown, you know, behind a restaurant downtown. And yeah, that was several years ago. And then just last year, several months ago, Dana came to me and asked if we wanted to buy that. And so I said, well, yeah, I'm still interested in doing that as long as we can get the city to agree to sell us some of the property and vacate the alley and everything. So we've got a nice area back there that we can build a patio on for a restaurant. So that's what all this is about, basically.
So we paid for the survey. We had a survey done.
Yeah, so I paid to have a survey done, professional survey, so that it's not going to really cost the city anything. You know, I guess it's going to cost Miles some time, but as far as, you know, the fees with the county and all that stuff, we would pay for. And so I was hoping to make it as easy as possible for you guys to do this. I think it's going to be a great asset to the downtown as a whole. And so I guess that's where we're at. I think Miles did a good job of explaining it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a goofy lot. At least we
Yeah.
have a good survey now because we didn't have a basement survey. So now we have a survey that we can talk, you know, make sense out of. So
Right. And we've also we've had a lot of talk, not just from a city standpoint, but just as a general, from our business community as well, about the desire to have a restaurant. I mean, it's been a big talking point. The city is kind of partners with like a business group here in Zumbrota, just the Zumbrota area business leaders. We've talked about it a dozen times. And, you know, it's definitely a goal for the city, right? That we want, you know, some sort of economic development with restaurants because, you know, it's a need for us, and it's a want, and it's something that I think attracts a lot of people here as well. You know, we've got a great park, we've got a great Main Street as well. And, you know, being able to build on that I think this is an opportunity we can do that without hopefully too much headache, where the city doesn't have to go out and pay for it, you know, where we have someone that's willing to do this. But anyways, again, where it comes to all this land use stuff, that stuff I'll probably do on the back end here to make it work. But, you know, from where we are right now, a survey has been complete. We can see the lots where they are. As far as I'm aware, based off what I received from the county, and hopefully I'm interpreting that correctly, that this will convey correctly to the right people. This alleyway will create, or the alley that's vacated would convey to the right people, which would be us and them. But then upon conveyance of land, which we would get to as time passes here. So again, it's pretty complex. Our engineer said this is the most unique thing he's ever seen. And he's he's in his 50s, so he's been doing this for a while. So anyways, that's kind of where we're bringing it tonight. Just looking at the vacation here, and then I will attack the next steps as they come once I have our attorney's perspective on how he would like to proceed.
Plenty of parking.
From my perspective, I think so, because right now, as it is right now, I mean, there's probably room for 4 or 5 spots on their side right now. And the city side, we still have those 2 parking lots right in this area. So you can see all this is still there. You know, we do lose a couple spots, of course, but I think the idea is that, well, can we bring more people in by having this available for this business possibly? Parking is a big issue, especially downtown. We've had lots of talk about that in recent projects. You know, I think from the city perspective, as we give up this land, we are still retaining this portion. So does it equal out in parking spaces? Probably not, but we still keep enough where I feel as though the value is still there for us generally. I don't know if that is satisfactory or not, but downtown is always kind of a little bit of a crapshoot when it comes to parking spaces anyways, especially based off our zoning code. But that's just kind of the way it is. It's just kind of a unique spot. And I mean, even if you look back there anyways, if you come up the alley, how many people would even know to go all the way up there around the electrical box to even park in those spots anyways? Would they think that even right now, it's private parking for the business? Whereas this area is generally accessible as this is the city parking lot. This is the public parking lot. So I think this kind of connects the dots a little bit better, especially because of that weird angle at the bottom. So
The only people that park there now are staff from my shop or from Sticks and Stones, or if we have a tenant upstairs, they'll park back there. But even, you know, at night, that other lot is, well, even during the day, it's never full. The lot kind of behind Main Street Pharmacy there. And at night, there's probably 2 or 3 cars in there. So there's still plenty of parking. Residents that might be living in the building. It's not one of the areas that's overused, I guess is what I'm saying.
and even our other parking lot here, kind of right out across from Casey's there, it's generally never full. We do get, you know, complaints about parking on Main Street, but in my opinion, I think there is ample space. We have lots of street parking that is available for multi-hour use that is not on Main Street, multi-day use actually, as well as the public parking lots that we do have. I think it's fair what we have currently. So obviously we have some temporary things with the construction going on, but once that's complete, all that will open back up for parking as well too. So.
There's no other comments. We'll close the public hearing. Is there any comments from the commission members here? Any thoughts, questions?
It would be good use of the area, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So just so I'm clear, what you're showing up here, Miles, is the current parcel designation,
Yep,
right?
this is currently as it's laid
Yep,
out.
and what the survey is showing is how it would be.
This is how it would look.
Yep, okay.
And I should also point out on the survey too, it does come out onto that like grassy area,
Mhm.
if you will, but it does stop before the electrical box. So we would still keep ownership of that area.
So it cleans up the parcel for the building piece, the current building that's owned by Frederickson, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
And then, yeah, the 2 parcels, A and B, are there, and that would be the swap,
Yep,
it sounds like. Okay.
yep. And it would really only come out to about, if you're looking at the survey, which
Yep.
doesn't have the geographics on it, it would be about like here.
Right,
So it's kind of that right there.
yep,
So they keep their building, we keep down here before the electrical box. It's just this kind of grassy area with the curb.
Yep.
Just to take the curb away, basically. So,
and the reason why it's parcel A and parcel B is because of the underground culvert that's there, you said.
yes, and the
Okay.
different ownership too, because B is owned by us, the city, and A is owned by Frederickson's. So
Gotcha.
there'd be the purchase agreements and then the conveyance and things like that as well.
B is owned by the city.
Yes,
Got it,
currently.
currently. Mhm. Yep, okay.
Any other questions or comments?
And this, sorry, one more. It's alley vacation and the subdivision because it's in these multiple parcels, correct? That's what we're looking at, or is it just the vacation?
I was just doing the vacation now,
Okay.
but because I'm still trying to figure out
Yeah,
if we
the
even
steps.
actually even need to do the subdivision part.
Yeah.
So once I figure that out, I'll be in communication with them as well as kind of where we go from there too. Again, it's very complex, so I just want to make sure I do it right. Like, because we can do it all right now, but
Better to do step by step.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't think it'll take any longer. It's going to take the same amount of time, in my opinion, but it's still just want to make sure we get it to the right spots.
So tonight, we're just voting on vacating,
Recommended.
recommending the
Council
vacating.
approve.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Mhm.
Anyone? Do we want to put that in the motion?
I will make a motion that we recommend the vacation of the alley adjacent to 308 Main Street.
Okay, is there a second? It's been moved and seconded that we recommend to the council approval of the vacation of the alley behind 308 Main Street. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries 600. Okay. Next on the agenda, new business. Do we have any new business to be brought forward?
Thanks, Roxanne.
Thank you.
Take a look.
Nothing from the city side.
Any other business? We look for a motion to adjourn. It's been moved. Do we adjourn the meeting? Is there a second? Second. All those in favor of adjournment say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 600. Adjourn at 5:51 p.m. All right. Thank you all for coming.
All right.
Thank you.